Welcome back, everyone, to the Thanksgiving Tournament Expert Division opening round, hole number 9. Here we're going to be playing a Sniper Rough Bump. We're using a Kingmaker APOC 5 plus Sniper 9 plus P3 plus 10 max on the drive. We're using 6 topspin, 2 left spin. This is a full overpower shot. Uh, so with that being said, you can use a P4 or a P5 ball to slow down the needle speed a little bit on the drive if you prefer. Just make sure that for your approach, you're still using P3 in the app, and for your drive, you're still also using P3 in the app, even if you're using a P4 or a P5 ball. I can tell you this much, I've only tested this shot with a Kingmaker, so I am not exactly sure how the lower wind will play with the offset for our approach. And for that matter, the drive. I would think that the drive would be safe just based on what we're getting, but I'm not sure about offset for the approach playing with a wind 4 or 5 ball. Haven't tested it, but I can tell you this as well. The Kingmaker shot has been really good here, and so I didn't see a need to use Wind 4 or Wind 5. So to start off, we're going to have the right rough at P3 max rest as our reference. APOC 5 and 6, you'll have yellow ring touching the right rough. APOC 7 is 2/3 of the red ring in the right rough, and then APOC 8 is 1/3 of the red ring in the right rough, and that's all at P3 max rest. 6 top spin, 2 left spin. We're going to adjust P3 plus 10 max, taking note of the plus yards that we pull down to. And there's a more tailwind angle here that you really need to pay attention to this because, well, there's two reasons. The first reason is you can roll long and put yourself between clubs. The second reason is depending on how much tailwind it is, your first bounce can actually clip the rough if you hit, a great right, or you pull it with too much O1 or something and you have the hard tailwind angle, it's possible for the first bounce to clip the rough. So pay attention to the plus yard numbers that you pull down to. Our base plus yard is plus 12. So anything plus 12 or higher, you're good. You don't need to do anything else. Uh, there's no push up. Just play it full overpower, no curl. Anything below the plus 12 needs to be taken needs to be pushed back after you finish adjusting. So if you adjust down to the plus 10, that's 2 yards below the plus 12, then you need to, after you adjust, you'll need to pull your target back towards the tee 2 yards. If you adjust down to the 11, you'll pull it back towards the tee 1 yard, so on and so forth. So for every yard below 12 you adjust to, pull back towards the tee. The reason is the lower your plus yard numbers, the more tailwind you got, and when you have that hard tailwind angle, it brings the rough into play on the top, on the right hand side and the top. So don't forget that. Plus 12 is the base. Beyond that, playing this full overpower, no curl. Just do your best to hit perfect. Minor grades have been safe on both sides here. The adjustment for the approach shot is P3 plus 0% at slider. We're going to count rings for min to get our slider value, but first we're going to add spin. We're playing this approach shot with a set spin of 6 backspin, 3 left spin. There's no curl, no overpower, underpower, unless you catch the hard tailwind angle on the approach, in which case you'll need to add a little bit of underpower. So what I'm going to do is make sure that for me, I want a sniper grizzly bag, so I have a hard min to pull up against, and I don't waste time trying to switch between long iron and wood to get my min sniper. So personally, I like to bring the grizzly. However, if you do catch some kind of weird long rollout, then having the grizzly in your bag can put you between clubs, so you'll have to make that choice. I'll find min, add 6 backspin, 3 left spin, and then I'm going to count rings from min until my green ring is touching the fairway on the top left side, and the tip of the ball guide is roughly even with the back of the cup and 1 square or half a square to the left. All right. So count rings there. I'm at 4 rings for min. That's what I'm going to play this shot at that slider value. This is the setup that you want to see. So my green ring is touching this fairway line here on the top, and then the tip of my ball guide is exactly a half a square left of the pin. So if we divided this light row in half, I mean my line is a little off centered, but the tip of your ball guide would be cutting this light row in half right here. If you can see, you should be able to see it pretty well. That's pretty much almost dead center uh, on that row right there. And the ball guide, the tip of the ball guide is always touching the line that's just above the cup. Beyond that, only one real thing that you need to watch out for here, um, and it's the hard tailwind angle. If you catch the hard tailwind angle and you don't add any underpower, then you're most likely going to miss this a little long and a little right, because the increased tailwind, it lengthens our ball guide and it pushes, we land high compared to where we want to land. So make sure that you're paying attention to this. What The way I have been playing it and see it, if you look at this rock up here to the top right, basically that's what I'm considering my tailwind angle. Not necessarily kind of just in the rock, but if you're in the rock, if you look, there's a dark spot here. Basically, that's where I'm drawing my line. So anything left, you should be good. Anything to the right, you need half teeth underpower, right? Or roughly 4 clicks of underpower. Or, or pull back towards the T, half a ring. You need to do one or the other. If you don't, then there is a possibility. Well, it's not a possibility. The possibility would be you miss the rough altogether. Now, I didn't do it when I caught that wind. I still clipped the rough, but I missed it long and right. Beyond that, this has been actually a very consistent shot. I dropped both live accounts here and 2 or 3 practice shots in a row before I recorded this video. So, I mean, last standing, I'm somewhere around 5 or 6 in a row on this one once I found it. So, really good opportunity here with free to play Kingmaker. Practice it a couple times, make sure you're getting the same results that I am. There is consistency here. So, if you're slightly off one way or the other, just make some minor tweaks. You should be really close, and it shouldn't take you much to start putting this one in the hole. And with that being said, I wish you guys all the best of luck. May the drops be plenty. I hope you get this drop, and we'll see you on the next hole. P3 10 max on the drive, P3 0% at slider on the approach. Standard sniper rings pushed from min. 1 is 3%, 2 is 5, 3 is 8, 4 is 11, 5 is 13, 6 16, 7 18, 8 is 21, 9 is 24, 10 is 27, 11 is 29, 12 is 32, 13 rings is 35%, 14 is 38, and 15 is 41. Good luck.